Hi there. We're back again. It's day 23. Oh, goodness. So I'm going to start today's class with 2 blocks. Now you can roll up blankets. The lower block's going to go right at the bottom tips of the shoulder blades, and then the higher block will go under your head. If you happen to be a woman, the lower block will go right about where your bra strap would go across. If you're not, it would go where a woman's bra strap goes across. Now, if that's too intense, take the blocks down a notch lower. If you want more intensity, just take the block underneath your head down lower. Now, you can do the same thing with blankets or towels rolled up and right underneath those bottom tips of the shoulder blades. Then I'm going to take the soles of my feet together, let the knees drop open. If that's too intense for you, you can either extend the legs straight out or keep the soles of the feet on the floor with your knees bent. Once you get into your posture, let's try to relax there. So the block in the upper back, it's right at what's called your thoracic spine. We're going to do some back bends today. So we want that thoracic spine moving in this direction. So we're moving it toward the chest. Next, inhale, reach your arms up and over, palms face each other. Exhale, bend the elbows, holding opposite elbows. This can be pretty intense. So if it's a bit too intense for you, then just take your arms back down by your sides. You don't have to hold it here. And stretch out the arms. Put your left forearm on top of the right, or just switch the cross. And again, you can also hold your opposite wrists if you can't reach the elbows. And now let's bring the arms by our sides. Take the feet to the floor, knees are bent, and we'll carefully roll off the blocks off to the right. Come up to seated, and then just slide those blocks or towels or blankets off to the side. And make your way onto your back. Line up your heels under the knees, bring your arms by your sides. On an inhale, tilt the pelvis up, then lift up your hips, low back, mid back. Tailbone's going to reach to backs of knees, and then exhale, lower. Once again, inhale, lift. Keep lengthening the tailbone toward the backs of knees. Spin the thighs in toward each other, those legs. Exhale, lower down. And inhale, press to the heels, lifting up. Try to draw your hip points towards your lower ribs. Exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. Reach your arms up and over. Palms will face each other. Continue to create that length. Exhale and lower. Once more. Inhale to the left. Palms will face each other. Keep your chin away from your chest. And then exhale, lower back down. Now again, we'll roll to the right and then press yourself up to seated. Cross at the shins to roll forward. And then table. So this is going to be just from the upper back. Inhale, chest forward, then exhale, round. So try to keep your hips from moving this time. Inhale, bring the chest through. Exhale, little rounding in the back. So we're not tucking the tailbone today. Inhale, right where the block was, move from that area, chest forward. Exhale to round the back. And then walk the hands in front of the shoulders, tuck the toes to down dog. Start to bend one knee and the other, bicycling the legs. Arms and ears in line. Arms or shoulders distance apart, the feet hips width. Bend the knees, keep the hips high, reach the heels toward the floor. Inner thighs will spin back. Remember that the classes are getting a little bit longer, so feel free to rest at any time. Look forward, step the feet up or hop. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale to fold. Bend the knees as needed. And now press down to rise up on the inhale. And then exhale, hands to heart. Find your Tadasana at the front of the mat. So press evenly through the feet. Drop the tailbone down, lift your hip bones up. So as you press the inner thighs back, make sure you're not arching through the lower back. And then draw the front ribs down as you lift up through the back ribs. Hands at heart. Inhale, sweep the arms out, around, and up. Look up a little if it feels okay on the neck. Exhale, fold forward, hinging from your hips. Inhale, come halfway up. And then exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, stepping back. One leg, let's take the left leg back, right knee stays over ankle. Sink the hips, tuck the back toes under. Pull the right hip back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank. Knees to the floor, shift forward, exhale, lower to the belly. And then inhale, come onto the tops of the feet for cobra. Pull the hands toward the feet. Exhale, press to the knees, lift the hips, and come to downward dog. Inhale, lift up through the left leg. Exhale, and step it forward, right knee down. And inhale, reach up. Pull the left hip back, sinking the hips down. Bring the hands to the mat, step the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Hips over heels, press down to rise up on the inhale, and Samastitihi on the exhale. Inhale again, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, and now step the right foot back, right knee down. Left knee over ankle as you reach up, spin the triceps forward. Sinking the hips, pull the left hip back as you do. Exhale, bring the hands down and step back into plank. Knees up or down. Shift forward, chaturanga, and land on the floor all the way down. Inhale, hands by low ribs, cobra. You can do a low or a high, but tailbone toward heels, belly in. Then exhale, press up and back into downward dog. Stretching back here. Right leg up, inhale. Exhale, step it through, and left knee to the floor. Sink the hips, pull the right hip back as you stretch forward. Back toes are tucked under. Lift the hip bones up. Pull the ribs in. Exhale, hands down. And now step the left foot to meet the right. As you inhale, create length through the spine. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, root through the feet, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Now we'll inhale, bend the knees into Utkatasana, chair pose, sit back. Exhale, belly to thighs, straighten the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, bend the knees, plant the palms, step your left foot back. This time we'll stay on the ball of the left foot. Come into a high lunge. You might need to walk the right foot to the right a little. Bend the back knee, tailbone down, hip points up. Then exhale, face the palms to the front and bend the elbows. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, palms to the front. Open up the chest as you bend the elbows. Inhale, sweep the arms like you're moving through water. Exhale, bend the elbows. Bring the hands down and step to plank. Shifting forward, chaturanga, knees up or down. Inhale to upward dog, thighs and knees up, or stick with cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes for down dog. On your inhale, we'll lift the right leg back and up. And then we'll lift it from the inner thigh. As you exhale, step it up by the right hand. Stay on the ball of your back foot and come on up. You might need to move that right foot over a little. Bend the back knee and reach up nice and tall. Draw the ribs and belly in and up. Exhale, open the chest and sweep the arms. Inhale, reach up, face the palms to the front. Exhale and widen the collarbones. Inhale to reach. Exhale, open up through the chest. Take the hands to the mat. Step the left foot forward. Lengthen as you inhale halfway up. and exhale, fold. Bend the knees, drop the hips into Utkatasana, sit back, and then to Samastitihi. Once more. On the inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips, reach up, tailbone down. Exhale, belly to thighs, then straighten the knees as much as you can. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step the right foot back, left knees over the ankle. Inhale, high lunge. Drop the tailbone, lift the hip points up, spin the triceps forward. Straighten through the back leg, then bend the back knee. Exhale, straighten it. So we'll try to keep the hips level. Bend the back knee. Exhale, straighten it. Bring the hands down to the mat, back to plank, knees up or down, chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhale, come back into downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. Inhale. And lift your right leg. Exhale and step it up. Stand the ball of the back foot and come on up into a high lunge. So we're going to keep the right knee over the ankle and bend the back knee a little. Exhale. Inhale, straighten it. Keep the hips low. Exhale, tiny bend in the knee. If it hurts the knee, just skip it. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, little bend. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, bring the hands down. Step your left foot all the way to the front. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. And exhale, fold. And bend the knees. Come back to chair. Reach up. Exhale to Samastitihi Tadasana. Taking a moment here, returning to your breath. Then inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, bend the knees. Step back, plank pose. Chaturanga, knees up or down, shoulders no lower than the elbows. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhale, lift up and back for downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, knee toward nose, shoulders are over wrists. And then step your foot between your hands. Spin the back heel flat. Inhale, warrior two. Gaze over the fingertips and then either hook your thumbs or interlace your fingers. Inhale, open through the chest, and exhale, come forward. Your right shoulder toward the right knee. Be sure the knee stays pointed straight ahead, right over the middle toes. Then keep weight in the back leg. Through the outer edge of the back foot, lift the back inner thigh. Inhale to come up, and release the arms to a T. Exhale, drop the left arm, reversing. Inhale, back up. Exhale, side angle, right forearm to right thigh. Reach the left arm up and then either take the left hand to the low back or hook it onto the right thigh. If you like, you can take the right hand down to the floor or block pinky toe side of the foot. And roll that top shoulder back. And again, right where the block was in the beginning of class or blanket, move the bottom tips of the shoulder blades toward the chest. And then step back into plank and lift into down dog. You can stay or inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, press up. And exhale, stretch back. Inhale, left leg lifting up. Exhale, shoulders over wrist. Draw the leg in toward the belly. Step it between the hands. Spin the back heel flat. Inhaling, warrior two. Make sure again you're lined up, front heel and back arch. Then interlace the fingers or hook the thumbs, other pinky or thumb on top. Lengthen, inhale, folding, exhale, left shoulder toward left knee as you reach up through the arms. If you lock out your elbows here, take a little softness in the elbow joints. If it's easy to lift up, press your palms together. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, releasing the arms. Oop, forgot to reverse. So reverse first. And then lean forward. Take left forearm to left thigh, right arm straight up, and bring it behind you. Either rest your right hand at the low back or hook it onto the left thigh, and left hand to pinky toe side of foot. Lengthen as you inhale, and roll the top shoulder back as you exhale. Keep the knee over the ankle, and then look down and step back. Go right into down dog and stay, or lower chaturanga. Inhale, pressing up, and exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. Good time to rest. If you want to rest, take the knees down, child's pose. Push the pause button if you want a longer rest. Otherwise, stay in down dog. Look up, bend the knees, step or hop the feet up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up with a nice long spine. Spin the triceps forward. Exhale, Samastitihi. Bring the feet hips width apart, hands right on the hip bones. Hip bones will stay facing forward. Step the left foot back. Make sure the left toes face the front left corner of the mat, and press your palms together behind you or your fist. Shoulders and hips will square to the front of the mat. Inhale, great length through the spine. Exhale, Parsvottanasana. Pause halfway, pull the right hip back. You can stay there, lifting the shoulder heads, or if you can keep that lift, fold forward any amount. Gaze toward the big toe. If you're down lower, you can look toward your shin. Keep the low belly pulling in. Firm your outer hips in toward the midline of your body. And take a little bend in that knee. And just step your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, back to center. Feet hip socket distance apart. We'll keep the left foot in front, step the right foot back. Square up hips and shoulders. Make sure those right toes face the front right corner of the mat, or else you cannot square your hips toward the front. Inhale, hands press, palms or fists, lengthen the spine. Exhale, halfway down. Your feet are lined up heel to heel or a little wider. Lift the shoulder heads, create length through the spine. Either stay halfway down or further. Keep pressing down into the base of the big toe of the left foot as you gently draw the left hip back. Press to the outer edge of the back foot, your back inner thigh spinning toward the back of the mat. Bring the hands down, little bend in the front knee, step the feet together. Inhale, create length. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees into Utkatasana. Chair pose, sit back, tailbone down, belly in. Then fold over the legs again. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step into plank and chaturanga. Inhale, press up. Exhale, stretch back. Right leg lifts on the inhale. Exhale, step it up by the right hand, stay on the ball of your back foot and come into a high lunge. As you exhale, bend the back knee unless it bothers the knee. Tailbone down, hip points lift. Watch those front ribs, they want to pop out. Draw them in and get length through the back body. As you exhale, lean forward, create length, and then palms press, crescent twist. Maybe you'll take your left hand down to the floor, right arm up. If you can, left hand to the pinky toe side of the right foot. Keep pulling the right hip back a little, making sure your hips stay level. Then look back to the floor. Step to plank. You can lower chaturanga or lift the hips right into down dog. Inhaling up if you're taking your vinyasa. Exhale back. On the inhale, float the left leg up from your inner thigh. And exhale, lightly step it by the left hand. Stay on the ball of the back foot as you come on up. Bend the back knee, drop your tailbone down. Lift your hip bones towards your low ribs, make that space smaller. Then draw your front ribs in, lift up through the back ribs. Stretch up through the arms, creating length through the torso as well. Left hip draws back gently to level off the hips. Now we want to keep lots of length here as you hinge forward and then hook your right arm across. Inhale, lengthen, lengthen. As you exhale, you'll twist. Maybe the right hand will come down to the floor as the left arm reaches up. Breathing here. And then release, step back, downward dog and stay, or inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Let's come all the way down to the floor. So instead of in down dog, come forward and come onto your belly. Arms by your sides. And then if you have a block, come up onto your knees and place the block between the inner thighs. You can also roll up a towel or blanket. Arms alongside your body. Lengthen tailbone to heels. Inhale, lift into Shalabhasana Locust. So with the blocks, it's helping our inner thighs spin up toward the ceiling, and that's what we want in this one. And then release, rest. So we want to practice all those actions we did in crescent pose. So your tailbone will lengthen to heels. Hip bones will lift toward the lower ribs. And lengthen through the upper back. Inhale, lift up. Shoulder blades moving toward the chest, just like if you had a block there in the upper back. Inner thighs are lifting because we've got that block there, and then lower down. So these actions in our back bends help to create length. Our low back's super bendy, and we want to keep it safe. Either another Shalabhasana or reach back for the feet for Dhanurasana, lifting up and pressing the feet back. Again, creating length, hip bones still lifting toward lower ribs, and then let's rest. So as I mentioned, the lower back's real bendy, so we have to protect it. And the upper back's harder to move, that's why we started on blocks. And press up and back. We're going to come onto the knees for Ustrasana, camel pose, another back bend. So in this one, the legs are hips width. Think about your pelvis like a wheel. Your tailbone's going down, your thighs come forward, hip bones lift toward lower ribs. As you're doing all of that, draw your front ribs down. So I'm going my wheel. Front ribs down and lift through the back ribs. And then come on up, leaning back, and then come forward. One more time. Tailbone down. Frontal hip bones lift. Bring your hands on your low back. You can create space that way. Then lift your chest. Your shoulder blades will move toward the chest to widen the collarbones. Go back any amount. Squeeze the legs to come up. Now that's as far as you need to go. If you'd like to go deeper and you have two blocks, place them on the outsides of your ankles. But imagine you still have a block between your inner thighs. So again, hands to low back to create length. And reach back to find those blocks. As you do, try to press gently forward and spin inner thighs back. Bottom ribs draw down toward the hip bones lift to the bottom ribs. Thoracic spine, upper back is pressing toward the chest. Squeeze the legs to come up, both shoulders at the same time. That might be plenty as well, or you're leaning back gently. If you want to take the full pose, keep the ribs in, lengthen through the back body, tailbone down, hip bones lift. So leaning back, reach for the heels, then gently pressing forward and lengthen the neck, allow your head to go back any amount. Keep lifting your shoulder blades up, away from the floor, in toward the chest. Tailbone's lengthening, hip bones are lifting. We want to create length. Squeeze the legs, inhale, come up, both shoulders at the same time, and then child's pose, exhale. That is Ustrasana, camel pose. It's a fairly deep back bend, so I'm going to be careful with back bends. So again, the low back is vulnerable, the neck is vulnerable. So pay special attention there. Come on up, shift your hips to one side, extend the legs in front. Pull the toes back, hands by hips. Inhale, create length, reach all the way up. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale to come forward. Crown of the head is reaching toward the feet. And again, if you can't reach the feet, grab your legs or you can use a strap. Belly is on thighs, or moving toward thighs. So I'm hinging from the hips. I am not bending from the waist. Try to take as much rounding out of the back as I can. In fact, looking at this, I've got a little more rounding than I like. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release. Then bend the right knee, Janu Shirsasana again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn toward the straight leg and hinge forward. Create length as you inhale. Pull your left toes back and exhale to extend. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Now we'll bend the left knee. Feet together. Baddha Konasana. Lengthen, inhale. Hinge from the hips. Exhale, again leading with the chest, creating that length through the spine. Inhales, create length. Exhales, extend forward. Inhale, come on up. And then straighten out the right leg. Keep the left knee bent and pull the right toes back. Reach up, inhale. Turn toward the straight leg. Hinge from the hips forward. Exhale. Create length on the inhale. Extend forward on the exhale. Head up, inhale, and then release. Take the soles of feet together, but then move the feet forward, and now we'll go ahead and round our backs. So the forehead's reaching toward the feet. Allow your upper back to round. A little rounding is good. We try to keep length mostly because a lot of us, not anyone watching this, but a lot of people will slouch when they're sitting or standing. That's why we want so much focus on the length. I know you guys aren't doing it anymore. Bring the knees toward each other and then lean back onto your backs. Draw your knees to your chest. Keep your right knee hugging in. Extend the left leg out. Exhale your right knee across and twist. Breathing here. Now the right knee might touch the floor, it might not. You can also support that right knee by putting a block under it or a blanket. And then back to center. Draw the left knee into the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it off to the right for your twist. Again, the left knee might come down to the floor, it might not. It's just until you have a nice twist. Inhale, center. Happy baby. Take the pinky toe sides of the feet. As you do, draw your tailbone down toward the floor. A little hip opening, but also lengthen the spine in this one. We'll keep that length in the spine. Tailbone will reach toward heels. Make your way into Shavasana, final resting pose. Some say the most important pose of our practice. Feet flap open, arms by your sides, palms up, and just allow yourself to completely sink into the floor and totally relax. The quote I have today is from a book called The Little Book of Wisdom for Exquisite Ladies, but anyone can enjoy. One of our community, Darcy, sent it to me. I don't know the author, but it says, life is an echo. What you send out comes back. What you sow, you reap. What you give, you get. What you see in others exists in you. Do not judge, so you will not be judged by others. Take a nice long stretch. Radiate and give love, and love comes back to you. True story. Bend the knees, roll yourself off to the right. Moment of gratitude for all of our blessings here. Slowly make your way up to seated. Bring your hands together in front of the heart. And the hands to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to heart center, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. Hands to mouth to remind us to have clear and loving communications. Send out wonderful energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. If you are enjoying this, please tell your friends. You can also share it on Facebook or Pinterest. Go to fightmasteryoga.com to join our mailing list, and don't forget to subscribe. That is really, really, we love it. We love when you subscribe. And if you have any comments you'd like to leave about how it's going, maybe what was your intention today, share them. Thanks. Bye-bye.